because there's gonna be people that come in your life for no reason, and situations that will nearly derail you, okay? Nearly take away every bit of hope that you had. But some of the most strongest, beautiful, courageous people I've ever met in my entire life went through some of the most horrific, traumatic experiences. You would never know. You would never guess some of the stuff that, they've gone through, because they cultivated their joy. Happiness, joy is our truest form. And that we were tricked into believing that we're supposed to be aggravated, irritated. You turn on the news, you're fearful. There's so, like I said in the beginning, there's so many little things that can bring you back down, try to humble you back down to earth. But for me, I choose to not reside in that realm. I choose to reside in, some people call it delusion. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So today's topic is going to be, as you saw from the title, cultivating our own happiness, cultivating our own safe space, cultivating our own joy, our own peace of mind. I hope that everybody is doing well. Let's go ahead and get into this topic. Prefacing first, I would like to say that this is the second time filming this video. Yesterday I tried to film it, and well, there were birds chirping loudly in the background. Loudly, because I have an apartment where as soon as you open the window, there are tall trees. Not the best view for the city, but at the time I just wanted to be in the city, so I didn't care at the time. But now, looking back, I really wish that I would have considered that, because it's a residential view. Enough about that. Cultivating our own joy regardless of the view that we have. So I'm trying to remember what I said in yesterday's video. Okay. All right. So for me, I've been trying to practice this because it gets hard out here, and there are so many things, if you let it, that will try to steal your joy away. And there are many little things that you can do to try to steal your joy back, okay? And I'm here to spill the secret so that you can take back your happiness, because you deserve it. Happiness is a right, it's not a privilege, you know what I mean? We were here to be free. We were here to explore, not to be burdened down with guilt, shame, and fear. So I want to start with this because I feel that it's often overlooked, but it could help someone listening right now. Seek out professional help. There are some things that we are not yet ready to address, and professional help could aid in walking through those difficult topics, those difficult thought patterns that we aren't strong enough to get through on our own because they're traumatic, and that's totally fine. So for a lot of us, it's not that we don't necessarily want happiness, it's that there is a need for inner healing that can only be done under the guide of professional help or interventions from a higher power. And so that is probably the biggest on this list, and that is why I wanted to start with it, is because once you take charge of your mental health, if it's available by getting help professionally, things might become more clear for you. And that is definitely, why are they stomping? I'm sorry, you guys, I got distracted by these thin walls. an amazing feat. So, cultivating our own happiness. Like I stated in the beginning, there are things, forces that will try to take away and steal this joy so that we can't create, so that we can't be at our highest self and really, really change the world together. And I know that sounds very whimsical. It does, but it's what nations were built upon, right? That same inner joy and feeling that we can take control of. And so identifying with that feeling of peace, whether the last time you felt it was yesterday, when someone paid for your coffee, or whether you felt it last month, whatever, just think about that feeling and sit with it in your body for a moment, for as long as you can. This does coincide with law of attraction, if you're familiar with that, of allowing the body to be in a state of the highest emotional level, which they also call vibrations. I don't want to get too deep because that may not be something you're into. You will hear me occasionally talk about those things because I do love those type of concepts, and I am happy to share them only if you guys are open. So identifying with joy could be thinking of a time when you felt happy and just letting that overtake you instead of anger or guilt or shame. Those are lower level emotions that aren't very productive. You'll find that when you are angry, you don't tend to get anything done because your anger consumes you in a way that is counterproductive. I can just hear them stomping, and this is such a great practice for the video because there's little kids, I think they're little kids, just stomping about upstairs, and that is something, let's just make our next topic on that. Ignoring things that make you upset, and instead of choosing to be upset, smile about it. Like if someone is trying to bring you down, for example, let's say someone's deliberately annoying you, irritating you, trying to get under your skin. This could be like a coworker at work or a family member, what have you. You smile and you start laughing because you know it's a joke to you. It's funny. It takes the power away from whatever it would usually annoy you. You just start laughing. And it's a little crazy, but doing that will legit give the energy or the negative force right back to whoever's trying to send it to you. Like, yeah, you're so funny, you're so sweet, you're so funny. Or I like if someone's trying to be rude to me. And I for a living, I'm on the phones a lot. I just get really nice, and you know, I say with a smile something joyful and so kind that I know if we were in real life, I'd be able to see that I got you, because I'm playing chess, not checkers. Back on topic, cultivating your happiness, right? Every day, I have a ritual or something I do that makes me feel good. And other people may not agree with this. They may think it's stupid. I do not care. With all due respect to any opposing viewers watching, I do not care if you think that, you know, me getting myself together every day is comical, delusional, childish. I do not care, okay? Because guess what? That is something that means a lot to me, to be able to do that for myself every day and show up for myself. So cultivating our own happiness. Every day, do a little something for yourself, whether that is if you can afford to get yourself a coffee every day, or at least once a week. Taking yourself on a nice date, cultivating your own happiness. What else? Going to see a movie. I haven't done this alone yet, like never in my life, but do something sweet for yourself to create that joyous moment without needing an external force or an external person. I just also want to state, right, that happiness, joy is our truest form. And that we were tricked into believing that we're supposed to be aggravated, irritated. You turn on the news, you're fearful. You talk about current events, all of a sudden you're irritated. Like I said in the beginning, there's so many little things that can bring you back down, try to humble you back down to earth. But for me, I choose to not reside in that realm. I choose to reside in, some people call it delusion. But I'm an adult. I'm still able-bodied and capable of, taking care of my responsibilities, but I just choose to do it in a different way so that I can retain peace and hopefulness. Because there's gonna be people that come in your life for no reason, and situations that will nearly derail you, okay? Nearly take away every bit of hope that you had. But some of the most strongest, beautiful, courageous people I've ever met in my entire life went through some of the most horrific, traumatic experiences, and they came out on the other side like victorious. And I think about those people in my life and strangers that I've met, and myself included. You would never know. You would never guess some of the stuff that, they've gone through, because they cultivated their joy despite the valleys, despite the darkness that surrounded them. And that is true meaning of joy, is when you're able to give it to yourself and someone can't come along and give you bad news and try to derail that permanently. Staying down where you don't belong is the quickest way to steal your joy away. And I don't want that free watching. I want everyone, all of us, to be able to live our potential, to help each other along the way, because if it were easy, there wouldn't be videos like mine having to remind ourselves that yes, we deserve to be happy. There wouldn't be videos like that. But obviously, from my perception, right, because perception is everything, things can be difficult unless you decide that you're going to choose another way, or you're going to think another way, and things will work out for you. They will. Trust and faith is also another way to have joy. If you are religious, then this is for you. If you trust in God's plan for your life, if you know that you were put here for a reason, and you might not even really know what that reason is yet, but you trust that it will be revealed in due time, with every experience, with every lesson, with every person in your life, that it will be revealed, you have joy in that. No longer having to fear for what could be, because you know all things will happen in due time. So faith and trust are adversaries. Adversaries? I don't think that's the right word. They are friends. Great friends, metaphorically, to joy and peace. Also, simply choosing to be happy because you want to. Not because somebody is telling you to, but because you want to. You've been in bed for days now. It's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself and choose happiness. You get to. That is your freedom. We have freedom. We're not chained. We're not confined like we think we are. And I know that because I feel every single time that I come on here and I talk to you guys, I feel that we were meant for freedom, whatever that looks like for you. It could be a new career path. It could be a new relationship. It could be traveling for the first time out the country or just to a new state. Everyone deserves to experience something transcendental and new in their lives. And that is another way to cultivate joy. I think I'm gonna end it here. I hope that it was not too confusing. So I know I got this little bow. I don't know if it's crooked. I got this little bow and I love it. It's so adorable. That's another thing. I don't care if it's childish. It makes me happy. These are the things that I enjoy. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this evening goes better for you and you're able to choose something different for yourself. Okay? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.